good morning. And good morning. How is everyone today? Yes, welcome to Unity of Tucson. I am Reverend Dr. Jonathan Zenz. I am the senior minister here, and we are a community here to celebrate love. And we're going to start off today by celebrating by seeing the light in everyone. If you feel like you want to dance to this opening song, you are welcome to move your body. My eyes are wide and open. My eyes can see. My mind is filled with knowing. My mind believes. I am awake. I am awake. Once you know where your freedom lies, you can't go back and close your eyes. The truth that cannot be denied. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light. My heart is clear and growing. My heart can see. My soul is full of knowing. My soul believes. I am awake. I am awake. Once you know where your freedom lies, you can't go back and close your eyes. The truth that cannot be denied. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light. Once you know where your freedom lies, you can't go back and close your eyes. The truth that cannot be denied. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light. Woo! Are you lit up? Shining that light? Yes, yes. Oh my gosh. I'm feeling it today. I'm feeling it today. So I think it's all residual from the concert on Friday night that I'm feeling it today. So much fun I had at the concert on Friday night. And I'm so grateful to all of you who were able to be there. And I'm so grateful to all of you who weren't able to be there as well. And I'm grateful that you're here on a Sunday morning. Once again, welcome to Unity of Tucson. We are a spiritual community, as I said before. And part of our purpose here at Unity of Tucson is to embody and put to use practical spiritual tools so that we can make our lives better. That's what we teach here at Unity of Tucson. By knowing who we are making our lives better. And the way that we know who we are, the way that we embody who we are, is through the use of practical spiritual tools. So grateful that you've decided to spend a Sunday morning with us. Now, you may hear things that challenge your beliefs today. You may not believe everything you hear today. That is perfectly okay. Part of what we are here to do is go on an exploration of our beliefs, to question our beliefs, because I think everything should be questioned. I love that idea of question everything, right? Don't take anything for granted. As we question our beliefs, we are setting ourselves up to embody and establish beliefs that work for us, and it is our beliefs that create our experience. So if something butts up against a belief system of yours, just be willing to take a look at it and see if maybe there's something that can be learned or grow from there. We also have a vision and a mission here at Unity of Tucson, and I would love for us to say together these words first of our vision statement. Let's say this together. We envision a world awakened to its magnificence. The vision is how we see the world. The mission are steps we take to see that vision through. So let's say these words of our mission statement. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. If you're joining us for the first time today, I would love to say welcome to you in particular. Let me first reach out and say hello to anyone who may be watching online with us for the first time today. Always a delight to have you share this opportunity. And if you would go to unitytucson.com/connect, we will continue this connection by having you fill out some information there. And you can find out all the things that are happening here at Unity of Tucson. If you're in the room and joining us for the first time today, well, we would love to honor you. And if you are comfortable with identifying yourself by standing up or waving your arms so that we can give you a gift, welcome. Grateful to have you here. And Ross is going to come around and hand out some gifts for you. So just make sure that we know that you're present. And there he is. Yes, Ross is heading to the back, and he'll make his way up to the front. Now, in addition to a physical gift, we have something that we would like to let you know, and that is that we know something about you, and because we do our research here at Unity of Tucson, and we want to share what it is we know about you. So shall we share this with them, everyone? Yes. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. You are magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. So grateful that you have decided to shine your light and share your magnificence. Now, we know that about you, and I do joke. I say we do our research here, and it's a bit of a joke. But we do our research here because we're always researching into ourselves. And one of the things that we teach here is that every person that we encounter is a reflection of that which is somehow a part of us, inherently a part of us. And so what we are acknowledging is that your magnificence is a reflection of our magnificence, and we're keeping it in a great circulation of magnificence. So with that said, I think we should all exclaim these words. Where are they? Here we go. I am magnificent. Does that feel good? Yes. I think we can do it better. Here we go. I am magnificent. Yes, indeed. That felt good. You ready? You're always ready. This is Laura Cass, and she is here to light the flames of faith, and she's going to be joined by Lorraine Pritz. And also, Brody's here to help out today. How are you doing, Brody? Awesome. This is a ceremony, a ritual that we've adopted here at Unity of Tucson that has a particular purpose, and that is to acknowledge and understand that at the core of all faith traditions, at the core of all religion, is one thing. And what we teach here is that that one thing is love. So for each candle that we light, let's let that be in our hearts.
I'm taking a deep breath because I'm still revved up from Friday night. We light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission, divine love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all those who are yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. The final candle is the healing candle. It represents the revealing of the divinity at the core of all experiences. This is your candle for whatever is in your mind and heart that requires the light.
Thank you so much. Thank you. The candle here to my right is our peace candle. And we keep the peace candle consistently illuminated with this in mind, that its consistent illumination is a representation of the consistent illumination of peace in our own hearts. And as we allow our inner peace to inform our thoughts, our deeds, our intentions and actions, we are creating a more peaceful world right where we are. So let's honor this understanding by speaking out loud the words to this prayer of peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace begins to reign in the world. Indeed it does. Here today, to guide us by offering a reading, to lead us in our monthly affirmation, and to provide a prayer is one of our magnificent prayer chaplains here at Unity of Tucson. Would you please welcome Sandy Solomon?
Good morning. It's always so wonderful to see you from this perspective because you just see these magnificent lights of life and love. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for blessing us. So this month, our theme is courage. Exactly. Our theme is courage, having the courage to step out and know who we are. And so on that, I decided to do some readings from a book called The Untethered Soul. I know. It's one of those that's been sitting on my bookshelf for years because I read it way back when and I took it off, and I'll tell you, fell in love with it again. The Untethered Soul, The Journey Beyond Self. It's by Michael Singer. And chapter 13, Far, Far Beyond. And this is just a couple of things from the very end of that chapter. Spirituality is the commitment to go beyond, no matter what it takes. It is an infinite journey based upon going beyond yourself every minute of every day for the rest of your life. If you are truly going beyond, you are always at your limits. You are never back in the comfort zone. A spiritual being feels as though they are always against that edge, and they are constantly being pushed through it. Would you like to go beyond? Would you like to feel no edges? Imagine a comfort zone that is so expanded that it can easily fit the entire day, no matter what happens. The day unfolds and the mind doesn't say anything. You simply interact with the day with a peaceful, fully inspired heart. If your edges happen to get hit, the mind doesn't complain. It all passes through. This is how great beings live. When you are trained like a great athlete to immediately relax through your edges, you realize that you're always fine. Nothing can ever bother you except your edges. And now you know what to do with them. You end up loving your edges because they point the way to freedom. All you have to do is constantly relax and learn to lean into them. Then one day, when you least expect it, you fall through into the infinite. And that is what it means to go beyond. And I would say that is what it means to have the courage to go beyond. So our theme this month is courage, and we have a beautiful affirmation to work with. And some of you have been working with this for the last couple of Sundays. So what I'm going to do is read it out loud, and I would just like you to relax and just feel these words. I am undeterred and fearless in every aspect as I walk the path of life. And so now I'm going to invite you to say it with me out loud twice. All right? So together, I am undeterred and fearless in every aspect as I walk this path of life. Let's do it again. Together. I am undeterred and fearless in every aspect as I walk this path of life. Thank you. And so this is a very special Sunday. It's Membership Sunday. So usually we have a centering song. We're not going to do that today. I'm just going to go right into this is such a special time, because this is the time of prayer. So I'm just going to ask you to take a couple of deep, cleansing breaths. Just breathe in. Might want to hold it. And then just let it go. As we breathe in, let's just say, I am. I am. And then as we exhale, we just let go anything that would stand in the way of who we truly are. I am. I am. How would you finish that? I am the divine. I am love, the deepest, deepest love. I am compassion. I am abundance. I open my heart and I say yes and I give, because that is the way I receive. I am a spiritual being. I am God. And we say yes to these truths. We are so grateful to know who we are. And so it is. Amen.
It was beautiful. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
Today is Membership Sunday, where we bless and honor people who have just made the choice to become active members in our community. And there is a process by which that unfolds. First of all, it's a commitment that people have made to themselves, that this is where they want to be on their spiritual journey. And then, if that is a commitment that you have made, I invite you to join for a membership orientation. And as I always say, because you should know what you're joining. So it's an opportunity to learn about Unity of Tucson, the principles of unity, the history of unity, and deepen into your own understanding of what it is that you're making a commitment to. So what is membership? It is a commitment not to a space here. I don't hold that to be part of the construct. For me, membership is a commitment to your active spiritual journey, the journey that you've decided to take. By being a member here at Unity of Tucson, you're committing to that, first and foremost, your own spiritual path. We invite members to uphold the teachings of unity and to deepen into the principles and utilize them in their everyday life. We invite members to regularly attend the functions of Unity of Tucson and to give of themselves, making regular identifiable contributions of their work, their wealth, and their wisdom. We also invite members to participate in the governance of this community by joining at the annual meeting once a year to help us make decisions about how we move forward. Membership is voluntary. It is not compulsory. And if membership is not for you, we invite you to be present here as an honored guest of our community, and we will love you up just the same, and we will also call you spiritual family, because that's what this is all about. Entering into membership, active membership, is a personal covenant to spiritual growth. And so today we will bless people who've made that commitment. And as I call each name of those who are new members today, and I know not all of them are here, some of them are watching online, but as I call those names, actually I did not arrange for this beforehand. William, would you mind handing out the name tags and membership cards? You get a name tag as a gift from Unity of Tucson upon entering membership, and you get a membership card. And then we also give you the gift of a plant. And we don't give you a cut flower. Part of the reason that we do this is we invite you to take this plant and plant it somewhere and nurture it in the way that it becomes a reflection of the way you are nurturing your own soul. That's why we give you a plant to be rooted, because this is where you've decided to be rooted at this point of your spiritual journey. So as I call your name, you can get your name tag and your membership card from William. And then Laura, would you mind handing out plants as people make their way up to the stage? You can come up these stairs here and then line up here, and then I'll tell you what's going to happen after that. So today we welcome into membership Deb Benson, Bobby Googe, also Jennifer Googe, who's watching online. We welcome Dr. Deborah Hobbs, Rebecca Howlett, Angela Kelly, Alexander Lionheart, who I know is watching online, Maya Pepper, Heather Rogers, and Jason Rogers, and Robert J. Scoville. So this plant, as I said, represents you in faith, your roots and your blossoms. As you nurture your plant, let it be a reminder and a reflection of the commitment, the representation of the commitment you are making to nurture yourself. And now we have a special song that we're going to sing to our new members. And this is a song that I always reserve for this occasion. It's called "You Are the Face of God." And it's very simple to learn. The lyrics will be up on the wall. And I invite this entire community to sing this in honoring these new members. Now, everybody always comes up here and then they try to sing. Your job is to receive. That is your only job, okay? I'll sing it through. You'll learn how this song goes. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. I'm going to teach you some sign language. It's very simple. We're going to say, you are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. So let's sign and sing. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Just the sign. Sing and sign. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Just repeat that last line. You are the face of God. And repeat one more time. You are the face of God. Welcome to our new members. Welcome, welcome. You are magnificent. It's your turn. And I'm always excited and delighted when this particular individual comes and graces us with her gift of song. Today, to guide us in our featured song of the day, is our guest, Chelsea Hicks. Please welcome Chelsea.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you will find me. Over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the then oh, why can't I? Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops way above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over that rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I?
Chelsea Hicks. If there's a more perfect song, I don't know what it is. That song, of course, was written for The Wizard of Oz by Harold Arlen and Yip Harburg. And I don't know if you know this, maybe you do. That song was almost cut from the film. Yeah. When, the studio executives think they know, and they were doing screenings of early cuts of the film for the studio executives, and they said, you got to get rid of that rainbow song. It slows the whole thing down, and we just got to get to it. And so they actually re-edited, pulled it out, and I think that there was a bit of an uproar by some other people, probably the composers, and saying, this is the whole purpose of this movie. This is the whole purpose of the story. This is the dream. What is on the other side of that rainbow? And so it got put back in, and thank goodness. Thank goodness. Yeah. When was the last time you watched The Wizard of Oz? Can you believe that it's, 85 or almost 90 years old now? It was released in 1939. And now I'm going to tell you there's a little bit of a joke in New Thought communities, because at some point in every minister's career, they give what is called the Wizard of Oz talk, right, Terry? She's saying yes. And I thought, well, this is my 12th year of ministry. I've never given the Wizard of Oz talk. And because you sang Over the Rainbow today, I'm giving the Wizard of Oz talk. So I'm going to talk about the Wizard of Oz today. Because it is a deeply spiritual movie. It is a deeply spiritual movie. There is so much metaphor in that movie, more metaphor than you probably even realize. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the symbolism and the metaphor of that movie. And I want to be also very clear that the movie differs from the book. If you've ever read the book, there are substantial differences. The one that always gets me is how the Tin Man came to be the Tin Man. You never hear about how the Tin Man came to be the Tin Man in the movie, but it's pretty graphic and awful. Read the book. I'm not going to tell you about it. It'd be too depressing. But I'm going to talk about, first of all, the places where it takes place, right? So we have Kansas, right in the middle of the country, Kansas, which represents the dimensional experience of life, the experience of life that I think we can all look to and say it's a physical, tangible experience. It is the dimensional, lowercase r reality. And it is all in black and white, right? It is devoid of the color that we can all bring to the experience and expression of life. Now, Oz is representing that dimension with the uppercase R, the infinite reality, where anything and everything is possible. It is a place of imagination. It is a place of wonder. And that's really what we find is beyond the rainbow, right? We see this rainbow. We think, what's out there? What is beyond that rainbow? And is it possible for me to have some of the experience of that rainbow in my life right here and right now? It is, absolutely. Thank you for saying yes. We're going to talk about the beginnings of Kansas and where this movie starts. So you know the character of Miss Gulch? Yeah. Riding her bicycle with a very erect back. I love the character of Miss Gulch. I think that she is quite misunderstood. I'm not saying that she should be put forth as the hero. She's certainly not the hero. But she represents something very important. One of the things that we can get lost in our own lives if we are not paying attention, and that is the capacity that is within us to let the law dominate without regard for love. That is a misplacement of faith. You know, we teach within the New Thought movement a balance of love and law. And if it is out of balance in either direction, well, that is a misplacement. So, Miss Gulch is a representation of a weighted balance on the side of law without regard for love. And that misplacement of faith leads to rigidity, where nothing can be questioned. She wants that dog put to death because it's her right. You know, that's what remember, she wants Toto put to death. Boo. We're getting them ready for Gaslight. I will get to Toto, because Toto is a very important character. And I want you to hear what I just said. She wants Toto put to death. Remember that I just said that, okay? Because something happens. There's this cyclone, right? And that is the upheaval. It is the catalyst. It is a representation of our inner conflict. And it pushes us in a new direction. It is inviting us onto a journey of discovery. And there's an interesting thing that happens in the movie. I don't know if you notice, you know, Dorothy, she gets, the window blows and she passes out and then she wakes up and I've always been intrigued by the fact that she never looks afraid. She just wakes up and, oh, well, this is perfectly normal. I'm going to go look out the window. And there's a cow going by, and there's Miss Gulch, and oh no, Miss Gulch is turning into a witch. Ah! But it's important to remember that the spiritual journey, the journey of discovery, is not something that we need to fear, ever. We don't have to fear it. If we have a willingness to go with that spiritual journey of discovery, imagine the magnificence that we will find. All right. So, the house lands. I know I'm telling you the whole movie. It's just what's going to happen. The house lands, and Dorothy picks up Toto, and she goes and she opens the door, and out they go into this wondrous land of color. Now, the reason I said, remember what I said about Toto. Miss Gulch, the rigid law, wanted to kill Toto. Toto is the name of Dorothy's dog, and it is a name that is not a mistake. Toto, in Latin, means wholeness. And so if you think about Miss Gulch wanting to put to death the construct and the concept of wholeness, that's what's happening there. Toto is the intuitive self. It is that connection that we have to the wholeness. It is the voice that we often find ourselves speaking to. Dorothy speaks to Toto a lot, most famously saying, "I don't think we're in Kansas anymore." And Toto, if you notice, is usually the one that discovers or reveals what is behind the curtain. If we have a willingness to follow the lead of our intuitive whole self, we will always find what is behind the curtain. Toto exposes the wholeness, exposes the wizard as a fraud, and also is the guide that takes Dorothy away from the hot air balloon at the end, which seems like it's the thing that's going to bring her back to wholeness. But she was still following the wizard, right? The fraud. I'm going to take it back a minute, though. So she finds herself in Munchkin Land. I love Munchkin Land. Oh, by the way, I did a version of The Wizard of Oz when I was in grade 7. And I played the Scarecrow. It was awesome. I went to Utterback, which was the performing arts junior high school. And what we did is we didn't do the book and the music as you would recognize it. So we would take songs from other sources and we would incorporate them into the scenes. So as the Scarecrow, I sang, "Standing on the corner, watching all the girls go by." The irony is not lost on me. But we're in Munchkin Land right now. So Munchkin Land is a representation of that inner child, right? The inner child that is free of emotional baggage. I mean, you think about those munchkins, they're just living their magnificent, glorious, childlike life in a lot of ways. But they also have a darkness that hangs over them, right? That there's this witch that exists and has brought them into servitude. And what the witch represents, and I'm talking about the witch of the East right now, which is the one that's now under the house. Remember that? Okay, so the witch of the East represents the way we can find ourselves in servitude to dogma. That we can find ourselves in servitude to fear. And if we don't know who we are, if we don't grow beyond that, that will become the dominant factor in our life. And so Dorothy comes, the house lands on the Wicked Witch of the East, and the fear is eliminated. Ding dong, the witch is dead. And out from the north comes this pink bubblegum-looking thing, floating down, and then it is Glinda, the divine spark. And it is the divine spark that initiates the journey of self-discovery for Dorothy. Dorothy, of course, being the representation of each and every one of us on our journey. She also helps interpret the journey at the end of Dorothy's journey. It's very, there's a thing that happens. Glinda's there at the beginning of the journey and there at the end of the journey, but the journey is something that Dorothy has to take on her own, just like the journey is something we all take on our own. The journey of self-discovery. And here's the other thing is Glinda also represents that place where we don't have to be afraid. I mean, she confronts the Wicked Witch of the West when the Wicked Witch of the West shows up in Munchkin Land. It just says, "Be gone," right? We should all have that capacity to say, "Fear, be gone. Let it go." It is not a necessity in our experience or expression of life. And so Glinda invites Dorothy to follow the yellow brick road, which is the path of enlightenment. That path of enlightenment. And that path is the life journey for each and every one of us, I think. That part of what we are looking to do, especially if we're finding ourselves in communities like this, is find that light within ourselves. It's also why that candle, the healing candle, we say, is a representation of that which is within you that requires the light. Because it's not always easy to see the light, but if you have a willingness to follow the yellow brick road, to be on that path of enlightenment, I guarantee you what you will find is your inner magnificence. Absolute inner magnificence. On the journey, Dorothy is given an article of clothing. Do you know what that article of clothing is? She's given shoes. She's given red shoes, ruby slippers, which was changed for the movie because they were doing it in Technicolor in 1939, and they wanted something that was going to be very dramatic against the yellow brick road. But in the book, they're actually silver slippers. Yeah. The silver slippers, changed to ruby for the movie, are a representation of the purity of the soul that we are all carrying into our journey of enlightenment. And as long as we wear and understand that purity of the soul, as long as Dorothy is wearing those ruby slippers, or silver slippers in the book, she cannot be touched by contrary elements. She cannot be touched by fear. She cannot be touched by anything in the world of form that is contrary to the truth of her being. Remember when the witch goes up and she's like, I want those slippers. And she goes, and there's like lightning bolts. It's like, oh, I can't get the slippers as long as you wear them, as long as you're alive. I can only take them off of you. There's a lot of death wanting to happen in this movie. And so the witch says, I'll get you, my pretty. And your little dog, too. And she disappears in smoke and flame, and then Dorothy sets off on her journey. And on the journey, she meets aspects of herself. Just as on our journey, we're always meeting aspects of ourself. She first comes upon the scarecrow, of course, who desires what? A brain. The scarecrow is the representation of that desire that we often have for wisdom, that we are looking to seek and to understand from an intellectual point of view, I think, first and foremost, which is how I came into the New Thought movement. It was very intellectual. I'm like, I can read a book, I can learn this stuff, and I can change my life. Seeking wisdom, seeking a greater expression and accordance with intellect. And she takes the scarecrow on that journey with her so that the scarecrow can get his brain. And then they come across the Tin Woodman, who wants what? Well, what do we think that represents? Love. To find that deep inner love, not for anything out there first, but to find first that love right where we are. To find that intuitive knower, to find the love that is within. And so, we're looking for wisdom, we're looking for love, we're carrying it along with us on our journey. And then we find one of my favorite characters in all of cinematic history, the Cowardly Lion. The Cowardly Lion who seeks courage. Well, what do you know? That just happens to be the theme of this month. I've been inviting us each week to deepen into some other avenue of courage, to step forth, to let go, to break down those walls that hold us back. And I so resonate, and I'm so grateful for what you brought today, Sandy, because you talked about the path. Sandy is always like, we're always like, we never coordinate. You always know. You always know. And I'm grateful for that. So, the scarecrow, the Tin Woodman, and the lion, they all believe that they lack these things. They lack wisdom, they lack love, they lack courage. And that what that actually is a representation is letting our shadow selves dominate our experience and expression. Because, of course, as we think we lack those things, we project that as our outer expression and experience, and the people that we come into contact with meet us in exact accordance with that, and so then they begin to believe that we lack wisdom, or we lack love, or we lack courage. But what the journey is to find that all along, where was it all? Right here. It was all right here. So they represent the shadow in us all, the collective shadow, which we are experiencing in a big way in this country and in this world right now. We are experiencing the illumination of the shadow. We are seeing the shadow to such a degree that we are being invited to do something about it. And the only way that we can do something about the collective shadow is to find that which is right here, the wisdom, the love, and the courage to step forth and say, I know who I am, and in knowing who I am, I refuse to accept anything less. But it is a call to each and every one of us to say, what is it we are projecting? How do we project ourselves, our inner understanding of self, our inner love, and our inner courage when we step forth through those doors into the world? Are we projecting the authentic self that is absolutely rooted in those aspects of the divine? Wisdom, love, courage, understanding, imagination, joy, peace, beauty? Or do we think we are something less than? That something less than often shows up in the most unexpected places. And along the journey of Dorothy, she's confronted by that in the expression of the Wicked Witch of the West, who keeps showing up along the path, right? The Wicked Witch of the West is that lowercase sense of self that we seek to overcome. It is the inner saboteur. Anyone have an inner saboteur? I have an inner saboteur. I'm ready to be done with it. And what ultimately eliminates the inner saboteur is purity. Because what eliminates the Wicked Witch of the West? Water, being washed. That eliminates that inner saboteur. And with all of this, there's also the archetype of the trickster in the expression of the wizard. The wizard is the trickster, right? And the trickster is a part of each and every one of us as well. It is that inner aspect within, it is that part of us that invites us into an erroneous belief that something out there will deliver us from the sense of unworthiness. And we believe that trickster as long as we believe the trickster. Now, Toto is, of course, I said before, wholeness. And Toto, that wholeness, that intuitive knower, that intuition is the thing that reveals the wizard to be the trickster. It reveals the erroneous idea that is doing more harm in our lives than good. And even though the wizard is revealed, there's still that part of us that wants to believe. And so what does Dorothy do? She believes that the wizard can get her back home, back to her sense of wholeness, through that balloon ride. But that's still the trickster at work. So Toto, again, she's in the balloon and holding Toto, and Toto hops out, and she says, I've got to get out of the balloon, and I've got to go find Toto. And then the balloon goes away, right? Floats away. How will I get home? Now, here's the thing. That, for me, is a representation that sometimes our lessons require repeated learning. Ugh. You tricked me once, shame on you. Tricked me twice, shame on me. That's the repeated learning. And once we realize, I didn't need that, because here comes Glinda. Here comes Glinda to remind us of the truth of who we are. So ultimately, The Wizard of Oz is a story about discovery, about a belief in self, about knowing that the power is within you all along, because it is you. You are the light. You are the life. You are that power. And here's the thing. It's great to come in here and have me tell you this every week, and I tell you this every single week. Right? Every week I come in and I tell you. Here's the issue. We can't just be told. We can't just be told. We learn this through the work, which is why it is important for me that we have established ourselves as a community that is committed to spiritual practice. Because as we put practice into our lives, as we put spiritual practice into our lives, we are committing ourselves to recognize more deeply the understanding that it was within us the whole time. Not just within us, it is us. Now, a major change that was made for the movie from the book is that in the movie, it was all a dream. In the book, it is a very real place. And then Frank Baum followed it up with like 14 other Oz novels. We have all of these archetypes at play in our lives all the time. That's the power of the story. You know, I love the work of Joseph Campbell, who invites us to recognize myth as archetype stories that are relatable. For me, this is it's a modern day myth that's 85 years old, so it's not as modern anymore. But you know what another modern day myth is that is playing with archetypes and invites us all to deeper understandings of our own being? Read Harry Potter. You can find all these archetypes within that construct as well. And it's a reminder to me that we're constantly having to relearn this stuff. If we have the courage to dream beyond the lowercase reality sense of self, where might we find ourselves? Where might we find ourselves? Albert Einstein had this to say once. He said, if you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. And then he continued, if you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. This month, our affirmation is an invitation to be on that yellow brick road. I am undeterred and fearless in every aspect as I walk this path of life. Do you have the courage to step forth and follow the yellow brick road in your life? Do you have the courage to recognize your dream and achieve it because it is who you are? Do you have the courage? That's the question. That yellow brick road is a representation of that path of enlightenment, but it takes work. You have to follow the yellow brick road, not just look at it. You have to follow the yellow brick road. And the journey sometimes takes dark turns. That yellow brick road goes through some scary forests. But the question is, do you know who you are on that path? And if you do, then there is resilience on that path. And what you discover on the other side of the rainbow is your true self. Peace and blessings. You are magnificent. The homework this week is to go watch The Wizard of Oz. You get to decide if that's what you want to do. I'm probably going to watch The Wizard of Oz. But I'm going to invite us all through being guided by those three archetypes, love, wisdom, and courage, to act upon any dream that we may have been sitting on. Knowing that if you are guided by love, wisdom, and courage, that whatever dream you are sitting on is absolutely achievable because it's the truth of who you are. So step out of your comfort zone. Let your soul be untethered, move through any fear, and reconcile the mind in an occasional perception of failure, and do at least one thing this week in the direction of your dreams. That's the homework this week. I also want to acknowledge that today is Seva Sunday, and it is an invitation. This is also part of the homework. It is an invitation to find out ways that you can help support the dream that is Unity of Tucson through volunteer opportunities. It's set up sort of like a job fair, but for volunteers. And so after the service in Harmony Hall, you're going to see there are tables set up, and there are going to be representatives for particular areas of the community who will be able to answer questions that you may have about volunteer opportunities within this community. We need volunteers in our technical department. We need volunteers who can usher and greet on Sunday mornings. We would like to bring in more keepers of the flames. We want to encourage all of us into participation in this spiritual family, and that's a way that we can do it. So please take advantage of the opportunity to ask those questions today. I'm going to invite us all to relax right where we are. Let's just take this opportunity to see what kernel of truth may be resonating in our hearts. Let it be fully present. Let that energy of creation to fill the physical body. And then surrender to the wholeness that is the truth of who we are.
I surrender. I trust and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. Right here in this moment, I recognize and know that there is only one thing going on, and that is love, light, life. God, the infinite creative source, the infinite energy, is the only thing that exists. It's the only thing unfolding. It is the only thing there is. And so all form, all expression, all experience, all circumstance, it is all God expressing itself. And this is true of each and every one of us. We are this power. We are this presence. We are the light. We are the life of God. We are living the life of God and recognizing and calling it our own. I know from this point of view that the infinite creative power that is God is taking these words I speak and the belief behind them and the feeling infused in them and expressing magnificently a greater experience and expression of this thing called life. For I know that there is love at the core of each and every one of us. I know that there is wisdom at the core of each and every one of us. And I know that there is courage at the core of each and every one of us that is flowing forth on this path of enlightenment that we have all decided to journey on. And so I accept the call to be on this yellow brick road. I surrender to the good. And it is gratitude overflowing from within that I allow this to be. I relax, release, trust, and know it to be so. And I affirm it by saying, and so it is. Amen. surrender. I trust and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms of love.
Laura,
What am I supposed to do?
did Emila not talk to you today?
No.
Oh, I thought she said that she spoke to you today. You're guiding us in the offering today.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh my gosh. This is Laura Cass guiding us in the offering today.
Well, the only thing I have on here, I don't think is what it is.
Make something up. Here's the question. What is it within you that invites you to support Unity of Tucson in the ways that you do?
Everything.
Well, all right. Then that's all we need to know.
I actually think that Emila I think I did swap with her, but I think I've been in such a fog since Friday night that I really haven't remembered anything truly. So I'm really caught up short, and you know that I have never lost for words. So how did this happen? But at any rate, yes, I give, and I always give. And I give not when we're talking about wealth, money, something, yeah, I do that. But I think for me, it's being a part of this community and being active here. Because it really is true that whatever I give and however I give it, I get it back. And I frankly don't look at it as giving. It isn't that at all. It's a sharing of all of us together. And it's all that, like one person by themselves can't do what it is, but it can take everybody. That whole thing about taking a village is absolutely true. And so every one of us is so critical to making that thing happen. And so, as Jonathan said, we're having this volunteer fair out here in Harmony Hall after. Please come by and take a look at every one of those tables and who is sitting there. They'll have explanations for you about what their area is. And I will be there to talk with you about prayer chaplains. So please be a part of all of this, because it really does things for your heart and for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. There are many ways that you can help support financially Unity of Tucson by giving cash or checks or clicking on the QR code or sending a text to Unity Tucson to 73256. And I'm so deeply grateful for the support that this community offers. I also want to let you know, I said the word Seva Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
And we had a discussion about that.
Yeah,
that
we
you thought it
did.
was S-A-V-E,
Yeah.
like save,
Yeah.
Sunday. Seva, S-E-V-A, is a Sanskrit word that means selfless service. So that's what Seva Sunday is all about, is inviting us into selfless service. And so, as the baskets go around, I invite you to move your body as we sing our giving song. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful once again. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful,
behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful.
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 I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for helping sing on that. And now to guide us in the blessing of the offering is the magnificent leader of our prayer chaplain program, Laura Cass.
I knew this part. Boy, I feel good. I never heard the Wizard of Oz like that, so I really appreciate that. Really, a lot of things to think about. So, everyone, thank you so much for your gifts. And we bless these gifts and see these gifts going out and blessing our community and the world. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, a lot of things that are happening. First of all, we do have a Gaslight Day that's coming up on April 22nd. We're going to see the 3 o'clock show on that date. It's a Saturday. They're going to be doing the show. Go back. Go back. The other... One more. There we go. We're going to be seeing Robin Hood on that date, so you can get your tickets now at the Desert Light Bookstore. I think they're online. Tyler's thinking maybe they're not. You might be able to get them online. You can definitely get them in the Desert Light Bookstore. So pick up your tickets today. We'll have them available online in the next couple days if they're not there already. The next thing to let you know about is on April 1st at 6 p.m. is going to be the Ecstatic Dance Party that is going to be led by Sherry, who is always dancing ecstatically. Grateful for you and offering that for our community. It's an opportunity for you to let down those comfort zones and let your body do some movement and enjoy. And it's a safe environment to be able to explore yourself. So bring water and a towel. Bring water and a towel. That's important. But that'll be at 6 p.m. on April 1st right here in Harmony Hall. The other thing that's happening is you can still join the meditation class, which started last Wednesday. If you'd like to join that, you can sign up in the bookstore or you can scan the QR code, but this will be the last probably opportunity to join that class. It's an 8-week class, and after the second week, well, then you may have missed too much. I don't know. I can talk to Susan and Sue about that and see if they are inviting people in after that. But if you want to take meditation class, it is available to you as well. There's another thing that's happening on April 8th, Sophia. The Sisters of Faith in Action is a group that used to be a group here, and it kind of, when COVID happened, it kind of went away. Well, there is a group that is looking to revitalize Sophia, which is a women's group, Sisters of Faith in Action. If you are interested in being a part of that group, Saturday, April 8th at 10 a.m. in Harmony Hall is going to be an opportunity to learn more about that. So if you're interested, you can show up for that. You can also email Emila DeToro. I know that's really small writing. I'm looking like, you probably can't see that back there, but simplyemila@gmail.com is her email address. So check that out as well. Also, April 1st, we invite you to become part of the team that is doing the NAMI Walk, the Walk for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. You can be part of the team, but also we invite you, if you're not able to walk, to help support our team financially as we raise funds for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. As part of what we do in this community as well. You know, it's all about community, and I'm grateful that we have a team that's going out there being chaired by our very own licensed Unity teacher, Susan Smith, who is not here today. Is Alan here? Yes. If you have questions, you can ask Alan about the NAMI Walk as well. Yeah. I want to say that today's prayer chaplains are Laura Cass and Ruth Starwell. Ruth, who led that magnificent meditation this morning, and Laura Cass is our prayer chaplain on duty today. They will make themselves available here in the room after service. If you would like to have a moment of prayer, seek them out. You can also submit your prayer intentions in our prayer intention box in the lobby, or you can email prayer@unitytucson.com, and all the prayers that we collect are prayed over by our entire team and also subsequently
ultimately sent to Silent Unity, which is Unity's worldwide prayer ministry. Always grateful for the ways that we can serve you in prayer. I want to say thank you to everybody who made today's celebration so magnificent. I want to say thank you to our technical team, Jake, Don, Tyler, and Rowan in the back there. Yes, I do want to say thank you to our magnificent prayer chaplains on duty today, Laura and Ruth and Sandy Solomon. Thank you. Yes, beautiful reading today. So grateful. Yeah. I want to say thank you to our keepers of the flames, Lorraine and Laura and Brody. Thank you for being up here with us today. I want to say thank you to this magnificent music team, Linda, Raphael, and Paul. On Friday night, it was said, many people may not know what we have here at Unity of Tucson. I hope that you know what we have here at Unity of Tucson. It is a very special music program, and I'm so grateful to all of you. Thank you so much. And part of that, too, is a magnificent thank you to our guest artist today, Chelsea Hicks. Thank you. Thank you for inspiring me today in my talk. Yeah. I want to say thank you to every single one of you for making your presence known here, not just at Unity of Tucson, but in this magnificent thing called life. You are magnificent, and I do not take that for granted at all, ever. You are the face of God. Thank you for showing up in that manner. As we complete our time here today, let us share together the prayer of divine awareness. I am infinite light. I am infinite love. I am infinite power. I am infinite presence. Wherever God is, I am. Wherever I am, God is. And so it is. Amen. Feel free to move your body. The word has been spoken. The songs have been sung. Our hearts have been opened together as one. Center of creation, we are. Divine congregation, we are. No separation, we are. We are, here we stand. The power of one hand in hand. We shine like the sun, here we stand. Together as one family. Here we stand. The truth has been spoken. The message received. Our hearts have been opened to what we believe. Center of creation, we are. Divine congregation, we are. No separation, we are. We are, here we stand. The power of one hand in hand. We shine like the sun, here we stand. Together as one family. Here we stand. Here we stand. Here we stand. Here we stand. Make it a magnificent week, everyone.